This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Hey, Phoenix. Yes, this is Brother Mike. I'm back on the radio. HardcoreChristianity.com, Arizona Deliverance Center. Welcome to the program. So glad you tuned in today. Got another good one for you. Here we go. The Deerborn disaster. The invasion has begun. I'm Brother Mike. I'm the counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. Been a counselor for over 40 years. What does that make me? Well, it makes me an old person, okay? So I got a lot of education. I got a lot of experience. I got a lot of knowledge. And I've got a lot of mistakes I've made in my life that I was able to learn from. So, yeah, that's a good thing about making mistakes. All of our ministry services are available to you. For example, I have a Sunday morning podcast at 9 o'clock. We have 2 live services every week at 7 p.m., Thursdays and Fridays. We have a children's healing service once a month, first Saturday of the month at 10 o'clock. We have a seminar, men only, coming up on October 11th. We have a women's seminar coming up on November 15th. I hope you'll sign up for both of those. We have deliverance training classes every Tuesday night at 6:30 and once a month, the fourth Saturday of the month at noon. And we have 4 Zoom services every week in the evenings, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Call me, 602-636-5800, and I'll put you on the schedule. We have a counseling center. If you have no money, no insurance, you have no problem. If you're a born-again Christian, you're eligible for free counseling services at the Arizona Deliverance Center, 602-636-5800. I'll get you on the schedule within a week, and I can do it. Of course, depending on your schedule. Mike at HardcoreChristianity.com. I'll send you the code and the password for all of the ministry services. The Deerborn disaster. As you well know, in the United States, we are letting in hundreds of thousands of Muslims from different countries, Ethiopia, Afghanistan, several others, refugees, illegal immigrants living in sanctuary cities. It's utterly, utterly amazing what's going on now. For example, Patterson, New Jersey, is loaded with Muslims growing rapidly. Hamtramck, Michigan is absolutely loaded with Muslims. The entire city council is Muslim. Dearborn, Michigan, the home of Henry Ford, a nationally known anti-Semite. Henry Ford was an absolutely brilliant, and I mean IQ off the charts, businessman, credible person, a historic person in America. Man, he hated Jews. And he was from Dearborn, Michigan. And of course, I think he may have placed some kind of curse on that place because Dearborn, Michigan now is over 50% Muslim. And the mayor's a Muslim, and, you know, they hate Jews in Dearborn, Michigan. And they have literally taken over that city. All the street signs have been changed to Muslim names, and almost all the shops downtown are now Islamic. You wouldn't believe what's happening. And this is going to get a lot worse. Patterson, New Jersey, as I mentioned, the population is growing rapidly, literally nonstop. Hamtramck, Michigan, loaded with Muslims. The entire city, all of the positions, the city council, everything, just controlled by Muslims. Those Muslims in Hamtramck, they come from Yemeni and Bangladesh, but they're coming from all over, as you know, coming from everywhere. And they're going to take over. They're going to take over. There's no question about that. Muammar Gaddafi, you remember him, the psycho from Libya? He was assassinated, but he had a famous quote, which was 100% correct. Muammar Gaddafi said, quote, Muslims would one day conquer the West, but they would not use arms. They would do it through birth rates. And was he ever correct? The birth rate for an American family now is down to 1.9, which is below the replacement rate of 2.7. That means that there's no question by 2035 or something, 2032, I forgot the statistic, white families will be a minority in the United States. Check this out. Hispanic families are averaging 3.6 children per household, and Muslim families are averaging almost 5 children per household. Hello? I hope you're listening to me. The fastest growing cities for Muslim is what? Well, here's the list. New York City, Houston, Los Angeles, Dearborn, Chicago. And I already mentioned Paterson, New Jersey, and Philadelphia has a rapidly growing Muslim population. It's absolutely amazing. But as you know, over the last 4 years, we let in so many immigrants, you can't even believe it. And then the America's disastrous pullout from Afghanistan, which was the biggest, what they call a flustercluck in the military. I can't say the word that they use, but that's exactly what it was. It was probably one of the biggest mistakes ever made in the history of the military of the United States of America. It's unbelievable. The population is just growing rapidly. For example, Dearborn, Michigan, is really kind of a suburb of Detroit. They've got around 110,000 people in there. 55 to 60% of all the people who live in Dearborn are Muslims. That's a 7% increase from 2019. Okay? Guess who their representative is in Congress? Anybody know? Yeah, it's Rashida Tlaib. She's a terrorist. She follows all of the terrorist organizations. She loves Hezbollah. She loves Hamas. She hires people who are sympathetic to terrorism. She has verbally, in public, trashed the United States. In Dearborn, Michigan, they hate with a passion Jews and Israel, and they hate America for supporting Israel. It's amazing to me that people come here from Bangladesh, from the Middle East, all these countries, Ethiopia, all these countries that are impoverished, have corrupt governments that are rotten to the core, have caste systems where people can't get ahead. And they come here to America and they find freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to work, freedom to raise a family. They find the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and then they turn around and start criticizing America. And they just left a country that was basically a garbage dump. And they come to beautiful America and they start griping and complaining about it. They recently had a Dearborn City Council meeting. The mayor of the city is Abdullah Hamoud, Abdullah Hamoud. And he was giving a speech, and one of the citizens, the white people living in Dearborn, made a comment that it probably wasn't a good idea to name all their streets after people who are supporters of terrorism. They had a bunch of streets named after people who were documented supporters of terrorists. And they wanted to see Jews murdered and exterminated. Well, Mayor Abdullah Hamid ripped Brother Ted a new one everywhere and told him in public that he was not welcome in the city anymore, even though he lived there and was a citizen. He said to the guy, to Ted in public, quote, "Although you live here, you are not welcome here." Wow. And then Ted filed a complaint about Osama Siblani, who was a supporter of terrorism and exterminating Jews. He quoted the phrase, "We need to send the Jews back to Poland," which is a term meaning go back to the concentration camps and get exterminated. Well, the mayor didn't like that complaint about Osama Siblani and tore this guy up in public. He said, quote, "The suggestion I have for you is to not drive on Warren Avenue or to close your eyes while doing it." His name is up there, and I spoke at a ceremony celebrating it because he's done a lot for this community. Hamid then called Ted a bigot and a racist and an Islamophobe because he didn't want his streets named after people who supported terrorism. And then the mayor said to him, quote, "Although you live here, I want you to know as mayor, you are not welcome here. And the day you move out of the city will be the day that I launch a parade celebrating the fact that you moved out of the city." Friends, as England found out, as Europe found out, when you let in Muslims, immigrants, they do not assimilate to your culture, and they follow the Quran, which requires them to dominate your culture. And that's exactly what they're going to do here in America. They're going to start dominating us like they have in these cities in Michigan, and it's going to continue to spread. And you have to be aware of it and understand what the devil is doing and how he's destroying the United States of America from the inside out. And one of the ways he's doing it is through illegal immigration and the Islamic invasion. This invasion is going to be coming to a town near you someday. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.